Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, welcome back.
Welcome back to another full-length episode
Oh,
with Mystic Scales and Fae
and
Tales
Fate Tales
Pod.
podcast.
We never introduced ourselves. I'm Jen.
I'm Lee.
We hope that you know our names by now, but just in case it's your first time, welcome.
No, we're excited because today is a part two day. So we're going to be talking about Onyx Storm again. We did part one a couple weeks ago and just kind of did our overall reactions and a bit of a overarching dive into our thoughts. Today we're just gonna follow up and maybe go back to the beginning of the book, see what we missed, see what we're still feeling, new theories that are out there. Anything you want to add?
No, that's all. I do want to start this with saying the amount of broccoli shirts I have seen
Shirts?
recently. I've seen shirts of broccoli and like
Oh
little
wow.
advertisements. It is kind of adorable. And I love that that's what the fandom has taken from this, what, 500 page book or whatever, 400 page, like the cat.
Literally.
Like there's a
Broccoli
cat
the
and we love the
cat.
cat. And I was just
Cat.
like, so much of broccoli. I was like, should we buy these shirts?
Drake needs to be the best cat dad ever because
Agreed.
nothing can happen to Broccoli.
Agreed.
Luckily, I guess he's a Griffin rider, so maybe there's gonna be like a little basket for Broccoli like there was for Halden.
Oh my
That would
God.
be
This is gonna be like
epic.
Fleetfoot with Throne of
Oh
Glass, where
my
we just
God.
constantly are like, where's Fleetfoot? Like, we need to
Where
know where
is
Fleetfoot is. Like, I don't
yeah.
care.
Yeah. There's I was side note to Crescent City. I thought she did pretty well with Syrinx. I did not ever really question what if Syrinx was okay because she was always like, Syrinx is on the leash, Syrinx is in the cage. I was like,
I
good
agree.
job, Bryce.
I agree.
Um, Sorry, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Onyx
Um,
Storm.
Onyx
Dragons.
Storm, dragons.
So now
Uh,
it's been like almost 3 months since we've read this book. Because we read it in January. It came out January 21st.
January, February, March. Yeah.
Almost 3 months. By the time this episode posts, it will have been 3 months since the book
Oh, true.
published.
Yeah, it's gonna be a minute.
Um, how are you feeling 3 months later?
Um, I I still really enjoy it. Like I still feel like it's kind of a little like tuck it tuck it close to my chest, you know.
Oh,
I
okay.
I love this little book. But also at the same time overwhelmed because of the content that is everywhere. And
Mm.
I don't know about you, but like more and more people have been reading it that like didn't like hadn't even read Fourth Wing before. So like
Oh, I
I'm
see.
having like conversations about it all the time. So which is fun because like I love bringing people into like the fandom and like talking about their thoughts, opinions, theories. But there are
That could be
days where I'm
draining.
just like, yeah, where I'm just like, I need a break. Like I love it. I have criticisms. I love it. But I also like, can we focus on something else, if
You're like,
that
I
makes
also read
sense?
other books too. Can we talk about the other books?
Yes. Yeah. Because I think that was another thing. I don't know if we talked about this last episode, so please stop me if we did. Like taking a break after this book, having to kind of like refresh or restart. Uh, did you have to do that? What did you read after?
Um,
Thoughts, feelings.
what did I read after? What did I read after? I think did I read Dungeons and Drama after?
I
I
think you
might have.
started, yeah,
I think I
yeah,
read Dungeons
which
and Dragons after. Usually after
definitely a
big
cleanser.
fantasy. Yeah, after any big fantasy, I usually cleanse with something else, just in general. Or I'll think a cozy fantasy. Because sometimes just in general with how much in romantasy books and in fantasy books, a lot of things are repeated. I don't want to confuse the books. So I
Yeah,
like for me to like let's say end Fourth Wing and then I jump into like another long series, like I don't want to be like, okay, wait, that was just happening there. Like, is this character? So like that's also
right.
why I have my handy dandy book journal. Um,
Oh yeah, I've never actually seen this. You talk
well, I'll
about
show
it,
it to you.
but
I got this book journal on a retail shopping day. when you have a hard day and then you just decide to read to a shop
You
to make yourself
need.
feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I got it from Barnes& and Noble. It's called My Book Club Journal, and it's
That's
really
cute.
cute. I added stickers inside, and I added when
Ah,
we did the Pride book crawl, I added our
oh, I
little map that we
love.
did. Um, and the reason I love this book journal because of the way that it's structured. So it's structured where you write down in the reading log, you write down the title, the author, the genre, you write down what kind of
Mm.
format you read it on, when you read it, you write down your first thoughts, your final thoughts, you rate it on similar to how you do in the app for Fable, like characters, plot,
Mm-hmm.
writing overall, and then it asks you, would you recommend it? Yes, no, and why.
Oh,
And then what I love the most is that it gives you 3 pages, 3 full pages of notes and questions that you can
damn.
write in. So what I do is, I
This
really
is
needed this.
full.
Well, because I really needed this last year when I was really into different fantasies. I mean, I've always been into fantasy, but when I was reading like heavy hitters back to back. Like I was reading Powerless, I was reading Light Larks, then I read Crescent City, like, and then I
Mm.
read Serpent and the Wings of Night. Like so much of this stuff was blending in my head that these notes aren't even questions. It's me just like summarizing what happened. So I
Oh,
remember what happened
yeah.
during it. Um, and it's been so helpful. I have one for Iron Flame. Um, but this one I think was more reactions. Like I'm reading this first bullet. It says Zayden's second signet was dumb with a bunch of underlines.
Ah!
Um, and uh then that one I wrote more like note wise. But like for example, I'm reading Phantasma right now, which by the time this
Mm.
episode posts, I'll be done with it. And as it's going through, because this one's like a different kind of dark fantasy for me because it has like ghosts and things. And I feel like
Mm.
the last things I've read recently is like dragons and or vampires and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like writing down stuff as it's happening, like big plot points. So that way when I get back into it, like whenever I listen to it, I'm not like, okay, what just happened or like what's going on. So
Mm.
that's all that to say, my rant over. That's also why I love this reading log, which I haven't. I need to update. I need to add Onyx Storm and like the recent ones we read, because after I read a fantasy, like I need to remember what happened. Otherwise, like I'm gonna be like, they're all gonna
Yeah.
blend. It's gonna be like one
Yeah.
season of TV in my head, and I'm gonna be like, who's who?
Yeah.
And it feels like a disservice sometimes when if I don't remember because especially when
That's
I'm doing
hard.
audio. Like audiobook is my favorite way of reading. Um, but like it is hard because then it's like the characters blend, like and I want to make sure I'm fully paying attention, fully giving it my all to that book and not
Yeah.
like I when I read Serpent and the Wings of Night, I went through that book so quickly because I had an author event where I wanted to meet her and I've read her other
Oh.
series. This is
Uh-huh.
Carissa Broadbent as the author. And I felt like because I listened to it so quickly, like I don't think I took in the book at all.
Yeah. That's
Um,
hard.
so I'm gonna go back for that. So like all that to say, to answer your question, after reading like a month or so now, I think what has helped with Onyx Storm is that I did take a break from it where I haven't been like talking about it a lot with people.
Mm.
I I've seen a lot on like Instagram and things, and like I just scroll or I send it to you guys really quickly, but I'm trying not to focus on it. Like I
Yeah.
don't want it to be everything because then I'm
Yeah.
gonna start to like dread the series, and I don't want that because I actually genuinely did like this
No.
book. So,
No.
um.
That's
I
very
think
healthy of
cleanses are
you.
needed. I know. And
Hmm.
then I think also it helped that we started Crescent City after this because it's just a different fantasy to get us
Hmm.
into that, which
Yeah.
I've read Crescent City before. I was dreading it, and I'm surprised that I was happy to revisit the first book again because of the graphic audio, which I'm sure
I
when the
know.
graphic audio for Onyx Storm comes out, we're gonna re-listen, and that'll be
That's
fun.
true. That's true. Although, should we say how annoyed we are lately with graphic audio because it's the
Yes.
same like four male actors playing
Yes.
everyone?
It's so frustrating that Lee even started another book, Deal with the Elf King, that I recommended to her, the graphic audio, and she still found people there. And I was like, are you
Yeah.
freaking kidding me?
I literally
It's
this
so
morning I was like,
annoying.
this is not what is his name? Gabriel Michael or something. I was like, this is Zayden. Why is this Zayden? And like, he's not the main guy, so okay. But I was like, no, I liked you as your niche Zayden. Like, you were so good.
Well, it takes you out of it. Like when, so, just for background, the guy who plays Zayden in Fourth Ring and Iron Flame, we also knew him already because we had listened to the Akatar graphic audios and he
Audio.
plays Lucian, which
Mhm.
that wasn't that bad because like you didn't fully recognize him, you didn't, but like he's not like draining the series as much. Um
Right. And I don't think he like sounded as iconic
no, he didn't.
as
So
Zayden.
then we hear him as Aiden, great. We start Crescent City and immediately we hear his voice and we go, no,
No.
absolutely not. He
Yeah,
plays
Gabriel
Micah.
Michael. Yeah.
Oh, this isn't Gabriel Michael.
Yeah.
He plays
He's
Micah in Crescent
fabulous.
City.
Like he is
Yeah,
wonderful.
great. But it took you out of it for Micah because I just like, thank God Micah's like, spoilers for anyone, Micah's only in the first book, thank God. Because if we had to
Hmm.
listen to that, I couldn't actually visualize Micah. All I'm visualizing is this freaking actor. And then same
Right.
thing, the actress for Violet is in Crescent City with an accent
Mhm.
that, sorry, love this actress. The accent is not that good.
It's
Also
bad.
takes you out of it. So like it just
Yeah.
keeps taking us out of the book where we're like, oh, this person's this person. Like we're immediately reminded of that. And it's disappointing because, like I've told you, I want to start From Blood and Ash with you.
Mhm.
I've read half of that series, and I think the graphic audio will be really cool. And it's like I know that a lot of them are already in that, and I was just like, oh my God, this is gonna take me out of it. Like it's not gonna like you don't do that
I
with
know.
audiobooks. So it's like what? It's
Or
frustrating.
even, yeah, it would be like if you had a TV show. I guess it's kind of like a soap opera, you could say. Like sometimes they have the same actors, but
Yeah, but it's like this is
it's
iconically knowing their voices.
And like what you were just saying, how like you love audiobooks and like sometimes you feel like if you go through them too quickly, but also the same thing, like if you're hearing the same voices, like it's not gonna, how are you gonna separate the stories?
Yes,
And that's a
exactly.
disservice to the stories and the authors. Um, so that's our little rant. Okay, so we took a break after Onyx Storm. I think that's healthy. I think I also do the thing on Instagram where I just try to like scroll through. There'll be a couple where I'll be like, I should send this to our group because we do have our group. Um, and then there's some that are just funny. Like I sent one today that was like a military camp and it was like all the different beds and it was like the writer's quadrant and then the one bed had like kids sheets on it and it said Riddick's bed. And I was
That's
like, yeah,
funny.
that's that's
That's
accurate.
actually funny. Yeah, like I think
Um,
also a month later, like I'm missing the characters a little bit. Like I am missing like Riddick and I'm
mhm.
missing like Sawyer. Like I'm missing the characters we love and I'm just like, oh, I
Yeah,
wish I could just like have a little more time with them.
a little powwow with them. Yeah, I'm so very nervous about Riddick. I feel like she did so much with him and that it's just gonna rip our heart out when something happens to
You
him.
think she's gonna kill him?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
I just have trauma, like Rebecca Yarros trauma. And I just feel like other things she's like turned on its head. Like she turned Dane on his head.
Well, you did
She
point out that
turned,
like she was starting to make Dane a perfect character and I was like, oh, so she's gonna kill him. Because we've seen her
but
interviews of that when she's like Liam's
right,
killed because he's a perfect character and you can't go any forward.
yeah. And then the other thing that people have noticed is like Riddick has been described to be kind of like Violet's protector, like to be more like Liam. So like, is that him becoming quote perfect and him gonna die? Like, I don't think we can keep both of those characters.
Really?
So yeah,
I'm so
goodbye.
sad. I don't know. So you don't think that we can keep Dane and Riddick?
And Riddick, yeah.
Really?
But I do still like, I think it was your theory that like Dane could be a leader in the end.
Yeah, we talked about that last episode that he could be like the new
I like that.
headmaster, Baskif, essentially.
I sent you the video about Arik saying that his brother is going to be king. That didn't hit me until I think it was yesterday. And I was like, oh, wait, like he can see the future. Because I thought Arik was going to be king. I was like, he's set
Oh,
up. Um, but he says that. And doesn't
wait.
he say like
So who
I'll
says it?
die?
Who? Wait, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. hold on. My brother will be king, Arik. Okay, my brother will
Yes.
be king, Arik says. So I think there is chicken, like this is any normal dinner. They were a horrible one. Hairs and alliances aren't my concern. Oh, so the theory is because he said that, like he could see the future and he knew so.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we'll read the last bit of it.
I will fight in this war, most likely die, and do so knowing that I protected others. You think he could see his own death?
Like, I don't know. I think that's pretty heavy foreshadowing. But I think, as you've also pointed out, like, can the future change?
The
Like,
future
is this
can
set in
change.
stone? So it's just something to think about.
I
I
think Arik might
think,
die, though. I kind of see that happening. I mean, that kind of pisses me off, though. But
yeah, because I don't know. I just don't want another Liam because she already did that.
then I want Violet like blaming herself again. I don't need to go through
Right,
that again.
right.
And more people die.
Exactly.
I
So
mean,
I
like I
think,
mean that in that sounded so mean. I mean that in a way like we've talked about before that
no.
multiple authors like will not kill off characters in war, and it's just like, well, that's not realistic.
Yeah. Also, well, I was just gonna say, like, none of the women have really died, but I guess her mom and Quinn have died.
Yeah,
Uh,
Quinn's death. Still,
so
I forgot
sad.
about that a little bit. That makes me sad.
That was a lot. A lot. Um,
So let me read the other theory that you sent
oh,
to our audience.
this is a big one.
Okay, Lee sent me this on Instagram from In My Book Club Era is the Instagram. It says the short and sweet theory that was from Reddit. The Empyrean dragons are using the wrong kind of magic. Instead of channeling from the earth, the Era dragons are channeling their magic from the sky. This explains why Violet is still able to access her magic and her dragons bond in areas where there is quote unquote no magic in the ground, because she's using Andarna's magic from the sky. It also explains why Violet's lightning and Andarna's flame can kill venom. So I've heard this theory multiple times. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it makes sense, right? Uh, I think it's almost one of those that, like, it was right there in front of us and like no one kind of
Mm,
picked up on it because we just kind of accepted what we thought was law, which was like they're drawing from the ground, like the venom are bad because they draw from the ground, but like we do have this other, like the Irids and like what is the guy's name from Corden, the collector guy? He's so obsessed with her power and like pulling from the sky.
mm,
So I feel like there is something to that. And I think maybe because like he has the connection to like those islands where they go, where there is
mm.
no like magic in the ground, like he maybe he knows things. And the people who like want the dragon eggs in that land, like it's kind of surprising though that those people didn't ask for like Irid eggs. But
Mm.
then again, I don't know how much they know.
But
Like, do
then
they
maybe
know
they're
about
thinking if they
Andarna?
get, yeah, true. If they get a dragon egg and have it raised on their island, it will have to pull magic from the sky.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I also like just like this theory because I like the idea that there's more to the dragons than we know,
Hmm.
and that like who's to say that they're all good, you know? I'm like we've talked about before that it's called Empyrean, like it's the Empyrean
Hmm.
series, like the Empyreans are the dragons, like this is not really about the humans. It just happens we're dropped into Violet's story.
Yeah.
So I really, really want that, and I really would love to have more dragon lore. So,
I think I love this theory because it gives more of a motive for the venom. Because in this theory
sure.
that has been talked about from others, it's like that's why they're seeking Violet and they're seeking Andarna because pulling from the ground only gives them so much power, but if they learn to pull from the sky, they'll be invincible. So like that was something I really enjoyed because I was like, we've talked about like there's no big bad, like the
Right, that's
venom
such a
or
good point.
overall, but like
Yeah.
it's not, you're just like still confused about like why the venom are doing this, like what's going on. So I think being able to have this like, okay, they want to learn how to drop from the sky, and if they maybe Violet is their catalyst to do that, um, is just gives it a great pop point in my opinion. And then I could be like, oh, okay, I could see us having two more books. Like then I can give it
I mean, yeah, that's a great point because that's like maybe you don't need a big bad necessarily. You just need an
a reason.
alternate. Yeah, which I'm here for. That
Yeah.
is definitely something that obviously like we're not thinking of. But she is dropping hints. Like she wrote the thing in the beginning of one of the chapters about how like two of the brothers and their like little lore,
Oh,
one of them pulls from the sky and one of them pulls from the ground, and like unfortunately that's how they defeat each other. It's unfortunate because that might be a foreshadowing of like is that what becomes of like Violet and Xaden? But
really? You think?
oh yeah,
That's a
that
great
like
point.
someone who pulls from the sky, Violet, has to defeat someone who pulls from the ground, Xaden.
Oh my God, Lee, stop.
But I don't want that to happen, number one. And number two, maybe it'd be nice if like this becomes bigger than them, you
Hmm.
know?
Okay. Okay.
And like, what if, I don't know. Because I think that Reddit thread also talks about how it, the pulling from the sky might be able to heal Venom. I think it's like on one of the last slides. There was something about like the cure. So I was like, well, maybe
Okay,
that
Irene.
becomes maybe that becomes well, honestly, actually, that's Sloane, right?
Yeah.
Um, so maybe that becomes a thing. Maybe he gets healed. And then they just have to defeat the rest of the venom, defeat whatever. Maybe it's the
Defeat them or heal
dragon.
them.
Yeah. And then it could be like, then we don't have to be like so zeroed in on their relationship, which we love. Like we do love them. But like I'm just thinking from a whole series perspective, like it might be kind of nice. I mean, she does have such a cast of characters that we do care about.
Yeah.
So,
And the plot is not just about them. Like we've said, it's about the dragons and it's about other things.
right,
So it's like I
right.
agree with that. Like I would like it to not be so only focused on Violet and Zeta, and it gets old. It does. It gets old.
Yeah.
You could tell we all got over it in Iron Flame, like it gets
Yeah.
old
Yeah. I
and
mean, I want a happy ending. I want them to be together, but like I don't need that to be what the book is,
mhm.
because while she is a romance writer, like she likes to tell us, she has taken on this fantasy story, and the fantasy story is not just the romance.
Like, do you have any other theories for book 3 and 4?
Well, that one that I
Sorry,
just
4 and
spewed
5.
out, 4 and 5, yeah, that one like just came into my brain. Like I just started thinking that way. I have not been thinking that way. Because
Interesting.
before I was just kind of thinking, where does Xaden go from here? What is his mission? How does he fit into Violet's mission? Um, but I do think that because there's also theories about the eggs and that Garrick
Mhm.
has moved the eggs. So I
Yes.
think that is possible. And I don't love it because I don't love betraying the dragons, but also, like we just said, maybe not all the dragons are good.
Maybe not all of
So
them were betrayed. Maybe some of them were in it.
yeah, we need to shake some things up, learn some new things. I mean,
I think I really sat with your theory that you mentioned last episode that it's Sigil and Terran's
mm,
eggs because I could
mm,
see them breaking the bond and wanting to protect their kin and then moving their eggs. So I
mm,
could see that being a motive for them.
mm, mm,
Um, or it's a eggs of another mated pair, or just also like we are just assuming that the eggs are like the eggs don't have to also possibly just be from mated pairs. Like the eggs could just be from dragon fucking. So
right.
like it could
Yeah,
also be just another dragon we've met, their eggs, and they want to help the cause or whatever the case may be. So like there could be other reasons for it, or their eggs have just been around that haven't hatched like Andarna's. Like we don't know how long it takes for eggs to hatch. And
right.
Andarna
Like
chose to
she,
hatch, but
yeah,
she says that. So it's like, We don't
Right,
know.
right. Yeah. I think that's like us thinking like too like one track mind, and
Hmm.
like I would like to like open that scope. I also think um there's kind of a theme of like I want to say betrayal, but maybe it's not quite that. Of like when Violet learns things that like she didn't count on or like that upset her. And I think there's room for that with the dragons. And like
Okay.
where I don't necessarily need to see her get upset again, right? Because we've
Hmm.
done that, been there, done that. But
Like, oh no,
just
Taryn kept something from me again.
right, like is there something like that that is gonna be more of a big reveal for everyone and not just
Well,
her?
thinking of the pulling from the ground and pulling from the sky, it could be something that was just done so long ago that the dragons also forgot, like that they
Yeah,
weren't supposed to do. So maybe this is something they discover with Violet.
yeah. There's also there's a theory about the dragons tell the riders their name
Oh
and
my
they tell
God.
them what to say.
Yes.
And who's to say that's correct? That
That
they're
that's really
telling
their
the
name.
truth? Yeah. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I don't know how you feel.
I think I think it's a stretch because then it would be for our main dragons, I feel like for our littler dragons, it's not going to be as important.
Mhm.
Like if
Also,
Terran was
like,
lying about his name this whole time, or
but he
if
goes through
Coda
his
or whatever the other
lineage.
ones.
Yeah, like Taryn tells her his lineage and she like makes a joke about it almost as she's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
this a million
You're
times.
Taryn and da 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 da. And so I was like, so why would he lie
Yeah.
about that? Unless, I mean, other people could be lying, I suppose, like you said, like Coda or something. Um, but
But it's like I don't know if it really
that's
moves the
where
plot. So
right.
like
That's where we
I
get
don't
into the
know.
fandom being too much.
Branching off.
Um, which love that everyone has thoughts and feelings, but it's
Sit down.
still right, right.
What was
Um,
your, now that we're a month after reading it, do you have a new favorite scene?
I think about the islands, and the one I think about the most is probably the one that we said is supposed to be like Turks and Caicos, the one where they find the books
Oh, the
and
bookstore and her dad
yeah,
and all this stuff.
and
Mm-hmm.
Zayden's at the
Poor
beach
Mira.
and um yeah, Mira. What I think I like that because it's like truly a different world for them. Like they don't have magic, right? They're just kind
Mm-hmm.
of experience like they're still on this mission. Like it's very important that they do the things, but they go out and they ride their horses to their destination and they talk about their childhood and it's a very like I don't know, like humanizing
I was gonna say, it's
moment.
kind of humbling because they realize how much they rely on magic now. And it's like it's only been like
Yeah.
2 years, not even of them having the
Oh,
magic for some of them, and like the fact that it's like,
right.
oh shit, like yeah, you're right. We
Yeah.
do rely on magic way too much
Yeah.
than we thought.
And it's crazy because like yeah, that's a tell into their world, right? But I think one of the moments that also stands out to me is like Violet offers to like stay. Like she says, Zayden, like we can stay here. Like you can be safe here. And he
Mm-hmm.
says no because of his dragon. Like he says, Sigal's in pain. Like I can't do that. And I just like it feeds into like what her dad's like password is, which is like your dragon is truly like the love of your life.
Yeah, I love that
Um,
so
I
much.
did too. And I loved that coming from him, like from Xaden, because like everything else, especially in this book, is like Violet, 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 make her the
Mm-hmm.
Duchess, make her my wife. Like, but here he is, and he's like choosing his dragon
Over
and
her.
like showing that like there's a bigger picture there too. So I just thought that was like a nice character moment.
I agree. I think it's funny too with them relying on the magic so much because it reminds me, for once, it's not like Harry Potter because with Harry Potter, I feel like you're reminded so much throughout the series that Harry like forgets that he has magic and like that like oh shit like he's not just like use your magic, bro. Where other
Right. And
characters
not
are
just Expelliarmus.
yeah, and so I think
Yeah.
it's great that like they've all kind of like assimilated to this magical world. And I think Violet is also a character that remembers that like she doesn't always just rely on her magic either. So I think that's good too. I think my my like favorite scene going back is similar. Like although the Isles is cool part of the book, like we've talked about this that it feels very formulaic and it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, can we get past this? And like I think it's great because it introduces like new aspects of the world and you don't really often get that with fantasy.
Hmm.
And well, depending on the fantasy, I'll take that back. You don't get it so quickly, I think, with different fantasies.
I think that's fair. Yes.
And uh I like the scene of the like poison and like her having to like
Mm.
figure everything out. And it really showed like especially because we've been so frustrated with Violet where we think that she's not acting on her skills or using
Hmm.
what she knows, and then we're like, Violet, you're just being stupid, stop. Like that was this chance to like remind us like, okay, put the readers in their place too.
Sure.
And I just love the like intensity of the scene. Like I feel like I could just imagine that.
Hmm.
And so that was one I liked, even though I did like the scene that you're saying with the bookstore, because like I said, poor Mira, like she really does make Mira the perfect middle child where she doesn't feel loved
Yeah.
by either parent. It's just like, shit. Like, I mean, yeah, you're
Hey,
not
but at least she
wrong.
has her grandma.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I hope we get to see that in the next book too. I want to see that
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
Um, And I would love Mira's point of view in all of this as well. Like I would love a different like I really like I appreciate the different point of view chapters, but I wanted to like not just be like randomly now. Like if we're going with
Hmm.
Jasenia as writing this, then I want other journals. Like I want other
Yeah.
point of views, not just
Yeah.
Violet's. Like I know she's our main character, but
Right.
choose. Like don't go like choose then, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That still does kind of like trip me up sometimes where I'm like, but Justinia has written all of this, has access to all of this. Like it doesn't always add up. So
Yeah, and I'm
uh,
just like, are these journals then being transcribed by her?
right. Right.
And then I'm like, this
I
is very detailed for journal.
I know. And like intimate, yeah,
Very
like
intimate.
let's be honest. I don't think anyone is writing those things. Uh,
I mean, hey, Violet doesn't hold back, I guess.
I guess. And that's her friend, so girl talk. Um,
Girl talk.
or
Maybe
whatever.
this is Jasenia's historical fiction novel debut.
Maybe, yeah. She's got her own little fanfic. Uh,
She added in the spice because she just
oh my
imagined
God.
it, I guess.
Sure, sure. Um, I do hope we see more of her, more of Sawyer. I would love to see like Sawyer in action, like, back on his dragon, doing all his
It was
things.
nice that he by the end he was on it.
Yeah. And like we had that moment with Violet and he like confided in her and like they were working together. Like again, she's smart, he's smart, like those things for the future. I don't know. I'm like part of me is kind of happy that we're getting a little bit of a break.
Oh, I need a
Like
break.
I want her to like take her time. It is gonna be a while, but
That's okay. I need a
we'll
break.
be
I need a break.
back.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind if we get like the TV show in the meantime and like wait
Mm.
for the next book. I think that'd be really
Hmm.
fun.
Yeah.
Because it help us like visualize everything more.
Hmm.
And like the graphic audios are great for that. Like I do, even though like we had a whole rant at the beginning of our frustration with the graphic audios, like I do think it's really great to visualize what's happening in this series. Our only qualm with the graphic novels for Fourth Wing and Iron Flame is that it is a little hard to tell when she is in her head talking and when she is
Yeah.
speaking out loud. That was a little
Yeah.
bit of a struggle. Also, it's hard to tell when Violet is speaking, and sometimes it's also hard to tell with other characters as well when they're like if they're in conversation. Like
Like in the
it gets hard with that
yeah. Yeah, because
description.
they'll do the thing where like if they're in the background or something, like it's kind of muffled. But like if
Hmm
you were reading it, like it's right there. So like you know what it's what they're saying is important. So like I don't know why they don't enhance that sound. Like I get they're a side character, but it doesn't always make sense to me.
Yeah, that's why I don't
Um,
know if I love for this here specifically, if I would recommend like if you're going into the first time, try the graphic audios. Like I would just say like read it or do the regular audiobook and then do the graphic
yeah.
audios for fun. Or like,
Yeah.
for example, us doing Crescent City, it it wasn't like bad, I think, for you to like not have to like read it because I think they did a really good job of like differentiating everything.
Like I think I could have done all of ACOTAR like reading regularly, but I do think like having the graphic audio is nice to
Hmm.
get through these things and to like help visualize it. Uh, except for the voices repeating themselves. But hey, first world problems, I guess. Do you have any thoughts about Brennan or his man? The
He's
latest I
probably
heard,
alive, probably not dead, man.
the latest I heard was that, oh, this is actually kind of good. That Naolin, who we all are assuming was Brennan's partner, um, Taryn's rider, died, right? Died, quote unquote. The latest is that he is actually Berwyn, and that when they say like you brought the wrong brother or there's something like that, that he wants Brennan, like so he wants Violet and Brennan, not Xaden, which I kind of loved. But also like after having talked to you just now, I like your theory about how they want Violet and Andarna for Sky Power more
I
than
mean,
he
he could
might
want
want
his
Brennan.
lost love.
I mean, that's true.
But
I
wouldn't
think
wouldn't Taryn recognize? I mean, Taryn won't talk about it. So like that's the frustrating thing. So
that
that
is
I
the
know we're gonna get
but
that
also
reveal. That's like
he
something that's
wasn't
been
there.
all books.
Yeah. But like the times when we see Berwyn, we're in Xaden's head. Like we're in Xaden's perspective. So Taryn hasn't seen.
That's
However, I
true.
don't know, can he sense him? I don't know. So, or,
I don't know
but,
because wasn't the bond
but then
broken
again,
then? Is the
yeah,
like
but
how did the bond like the bond is broken, obviously, but how did the bond break? Was it through death or was it through Taryn choosing to break it? And how did like so then if the bond breaks, then he would not feel Naolan
right.
if he is
But
there.
Sigel would know what he looked like,
I mean, he could look like a Venom
right?
now.
True. So it's possible. I liked putting that like having it spin in my head, but I don't know. I would love to have some resolution with Nail and Brennan and Taryn. Like I just think that there's something that we're
We no,
missing
me
and
neither.
there's something
And
that
it's
we
been like this
need.
entire time of him going off about it. Like they mention it, I feel like every book, of him like we do not speak of him. Like it's like that's
Right.
they
And
have
like
to eventually
very,
get to it.
yeah, like hard and fast Taryn is like, no, we're not talking about that. And it's like, oh, okay.
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Tell me when you're ready, we'll talk about it.
Tell me why. Anyway,
No, but yeah, those are my main thoughts, plot points, hopes, dreams,
dragons.
riders, griffins, broccoli.
What if we meet like different rider? Like what if we meet like unicorns or something? Like other winged Pegasuses.
That would be cool. Maybe the
That'd be
gods
cool.
ride on Pegasi. Is
Oh
that
my
what you would call
God.
them?
If we see the gods, we talked about that last episode of where we're not gonna see the gods or not. They're gonna be real humans or not, like real,
I
not
know. I've
humans,
been
real
thinking
like
about it a
figures or
lot
not.
more, and I'm like, damn, it might be a throne of glass situation.
Well,
Okay.
thank you all
Uh,
guys for listening. We
yeah, thanks for coming
appreciate
back.
thank you for coming back for Onyx Storm. I think this was great to like take time and then like talk about it again afterwards.
I think so too.
Um,
Yeah.
I think definitely recommended for all readers. Um, if you haven't checked it out already, we have three book clubs on the app Fable, and one of them is for Fourth Wing. It
Woohoo.
is we go over Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. It's great for first time readers,
Mhm.
and you can check it out. All fan art, all discussions are saved in the archive section, so you're welcome to always go back and check out the series for the first time. We also have a Hunger Games one that is focusing on Sunrise on the Reaping, so come join us and talk about Sunrise. And then we have our SJM for First Timers book club, which is reading Crescent City. And once we finish Crescent City, we will be moving on to All Fantasy. We'll be starting Divine Rivals May 13th reading wise, but we'll be doing a review for it by June 9th, episode wise. So that way you can start reading books and then having them align with our podcast episodes
And not be spoiled.
and not be spoiled. And last but not least, follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at Fade Tales Podcast. Let us know what you're reading. Let us know what you love. Let us know what you hate. Let's talk. We love to chat.
Hmm.
And we hope that you are reading something fun right now and happy reading.
Happy reading.